That guy that likes watching mountains and stuff, he came back and he wanted to say this.
What's his name? I like him. I want to know his name.
He's Trinovoid.
Trinovoid. Okay.
Trinovid. And he's replying to a guy saying ravens and eagles both seem to exist in the social animal category along with humans and wolves. So he's telling him, like, brother, those aren't real birds.
Those are basically humans, he's saying. Like those are like you could get a ride with one of those. They could drive a car.
And he goes, as someone who's seen and heard lots of all three, eagles, ravens, and wolves, I always find it fascinating.
Right.
I know. You're gonna love what he has to say too, I promise. He goes, I always find it fascinating to hear them in real life and how they sound completely different in cinema. Sure, wolves howl when they're trying to gather from distance, but it changes to a more abrupt yipping sound that people tend to associate with coyotes as they get closer together and then suddenly silence. Ravens too, all at times, but if you only see them on TV, then you think it was the only sound they were capable of.
Well,
contrarily.
They do that with things a lot. You know, they just simplify things in like movies or television, you know, just like a simple kind of concept. I think about that when I'm getting sounds like eagle sound or cricket sound or whatever. It's not like the actual one that you want that like really invokes that feeling of crickets for people is not a real like accurate sound of crickets. It's like things are brought up and down and it's like, yeah, it's a different sound.
I think you mean inaccurate. I don't think you mean different.
What do you mean?
It would be more inaccurate than different. Like, you're getting it wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, this guy goes, contrarily, they often make baby-like gibberish sounds, as well as an endless array of vocalizations, including one of my personal favorites, the giant drop of water sound. Then there's my favorite raven story, which I read about at the library on Prince Wales Island, regarding the naming of Clawhawk and how it came to be after the Tlingits noticed that the ravens were made an uncommon cry, Clawhawk. Ridiculous was my first thought, but a few days later in a bike ride in Clawhawk, I heard it. Clawhawk, Clawhawk, Clawhawk. A couple decades later, after having paid close attention to ravens the entire time and over wide-ranging exposures to ravens, I've never yet heard them make that sound anywhere else, not even in the Prince of Wales communities of Heidelberg, Hollis, Kaufman Cove, or Craig, but they do it in Clawhawk. Eagles, however.
That was a British guy?
I think this guy's British. Yeah, he goes, Eagles
started to really get super British. We heard a raven. Like, I didn't even know what it was. I was like, holy, this is weird sound. Like, just this weekend. And it was Ariel, my partner. She was like, she reckoned, she's like, oh, that's a raven, you know? And it does. They make fucking weird sounds, man. Like, really weird sounds sometimes that don't sound like a bird really at all.
Eagles, however, totally different. Anyone that's ever seen eagles on TVs thinks they scream. Never, ever, ever have I heard eagles accurately voiced in common media.
Agreed. 100%. Again, I get eagle audio because I'll play it sometimes when someone says something really patriotic on my channel or whatever. And yeah, it's nothing. It's not what a real eagle sounds like. It's not even close.
The fake scream heard on TV is totally inferior to the actual chittering sound that they make, and I love it so much. All Raven fans should try to go to Prince of Wales Island someday and hear the Ravens in and around Clawhawk. At the same time, see some of the least shy eagles of anywhere else I've ever seen them, inclusive of the rest of Alaska. I didn't see a lot of birds in Alaska.
So that's Alaska? It's not England?
Well, no, he went to Alaska
I see,
and
but
England.
He's from it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I didn't see any birds in Alaska at all.
That can't be true.
It was cold.
But there's birds that are in the cold weather. I mean,
I was hoping to see a penguin.